Match day 13 would see the final 4 games of the group stage play out in truly dramatic fashion. From Slovakia versus Romania, Ukraine versus Belgium, Czechia versus Turkey, and Georgia versus Portugal, this enormous day of football would deliver in every way possible. Here's everything that happened today at Euro 2024. The first match of the day would see Slovakia take on Romania in Frankfurt. Slovakia would take control of the early stages of this match, and their first goal would come just 24 minutes into the first half. After some poor defense from the Romanians and a great cross-in from Juraj Kučka, it would be Andrej Duda who would head home his shot into the right corner, giving Slovakia a crucial 1-0 lead. With Romania facing elimination at this stage of the match, they would need a goal to stay alive at this tournament, and that's exactly what they would get in the 37th minute. After a challenge on Yanis Hagi on the perimeter of the penalty box, it would be Răzvan Marin who would step up to take Romania's most important penalty kick in recent memory. Without hesitation, he would slam his shot into the top left corner, bringing the game level at 1-1 and igniting the Romanian crowd in the stands. The match would head into halftime with the same scoreline, as both teams were bringing the action and intensity that this match deserved. The second half would see a handful of chances go either way, and even with a thunderstorm coming in to spice things up, the match would end as a 1-1 draw. Romania would find themselves at the top of Group E, while Slovakia would settle for a third place finish, as both sides did enough to advance to the round of 16. The second match of the day would see Ukraine face off against Belgium in Stuttgart. The first chance of the match would go Belgium's way, but Lukaku's effort on goal after a great ball from Kevin De Bruyne wouldn't be enough to beat the Ukrainian goalkeeper. Ukraine would have a couple of good chances before halftime, but the Belgian defense held their ground well, keeping the game level at 0-0 going into halftime. Ukraine would have to find a goal sooner rather than later to keep their tournament hopes alive, and they would start off well coming out of the break. Their best chance would come in the 74th minute, as a long throw into the Belgian penalty area would land to Artem Dovbyk, but his shot would end up being blocked. Ukraine would fight until the very end, but this match would end as a 0-0 draw, which would bring joy to the Belgian players and fans while breaking Ukrainian hearts around the world. After 90 minutes in both matches, this is how Group E would play out. All 4 teams would finish level on 4 points, but due to goal scored and goal difference, the final order would be Romania in first place, Belgium in second place, Slovakia in third place, and Ukraine in fourth place. Romania will have to wait for the results of Group F to see who they will face in 6 days' time. Belgium set up a great match between themselves and France 5 days from now, and Slovakia will also be waiting to see who they will come up against in the next round. The third match of the day would see Czechia battle against Turkey in Hamburg. It wouldn't be a beautiful goal or a great assist that would light the spark in this match, but rather a red card to the Czechs. After an Antonin Barak strong tackle in the 11th minute, which would see him pick up a yellow card, he would pick up another card in the 20th minute after a controversial decision from the referee. With Czechia down to 10 men, it would take a giant effort for them to claw their way back and win this match. Both sides would get their respective chances until the break, but as the halftime whistle blew, the match would remain level at 0-0. Both teams would come out with a strong start to the second half, but it would be Turkey who would get the opening goal in this match. After a poor attempt at clearing the ball in the Czech penalty area, it would be Hakan Çalhanoğlu who would find the bottom right corner of the net, giving Turkey a convincing 1-0 lead in the 51st minute. The Turkish party would only last 15 minutes, as Thomas Suchek's effort from the 6-yard box would find the back of the net, bringing the game level at 1-1 in the 68th minute. Both sides were looking for the winning goal of this match, and with minutes left in stoppage time, it would be Turkey who would break the deadlock. After a nice pass from Orkun Kokcu, it would be Cenk Tosun who would fire a low strike into the bottom right corner, giving Turkey the win after a great match. Turkey would do enough to finish in second place in Group F, while Czechia would go crashing out of the tournament in last place. The final match of the day would see Georgia go up against Portugal in Gelsenkirchen. Portugal would be the side to kick off the game, but Georgia would open the scoring just 2 minutes into the match. After a beautiful ball by George Mikatadze, it would be Vicha Kvaratskhelia who would slot his shot into the bottom right corner, giving Georgia an unexpected and critically important 1-0 lead. Portugal would have plenty of solid chances to score in the first half, but whether it was a great save from the Georgian keeper or simply a bad miss, the score would remain 1-0 going into halftime. With Portugal in search of their first goal, it would be Georgia who would get on the score sheet in the second half. After a very poor challenge by Antonio Silva, it would be the Georgian side who would get a penalty kick in the 56th minute. Without asking any questions, George Mikatadze would step up and slam his penalty shot into the bottom right corner, doubling the Georgian lead in a scoreline that no one would have expected. Portugal would try to break onto the score sheet, but Georgia's keeper would do a great job at keeping the ball out of his net, as Georgia would come away with a thrilling 2-0 win. Portugal would finish at the top of their group, while Georgia would qualify for the knockout rounds in their first ever major tournament. After a thrilling 90 minutes to finish off the group stage at Euro 2024, this is how Group F would play out. Portugal would finish on top with 6 points, Turkey would come away in second place with 6 points, Georgia would amaze us all and finish in third place with 4 points, and Czechia would go out at the bottom with only 1 point. Portugal will go on to face Slovenia in 5 days, Turkey will face off against Austria in 6 days, and Georgia will have to battle Spain in 4 days. After 13 days of non-stop action and excitement at Euro 2024, this is where we stand. Hungary, Scotland, Croatia, Albania, Serbia, Poland, Ukraine, and Czechia are the 8 teams that are heading home after the group stages. With the other 16 teams who have made it to the knockout rounds, this is how the bracket will play out. On the left side, we have Spain versus Georgia, Germany versus Denmark, Portugal versus Slovenia, and France versus Belgium. On the right side, we have Romania versus the Netherlands, Austria versus Turkey, England versus Slovakia, and Switzerland versus Italy. With 2 days to go before the start of the round of 16, it'll be plenty of time to mentally prepare for what will be an electric ending to one of the best tournaments in recent memory. But what did you think of Matchday 13 at Euro 2024? Let me know in the comments below, as well as your predictions for the rest of the tournament. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more football content, tier lists, and everything in between, and as always, I'll catch you next time.